I've been watching YouTube videos since forever, and I've been making YouTube videos since like 2012, which means I've been editing videos for over a decade now. I've been a professional video editor for 5 years now, mainly editing videos for YouTubers. So I just randomly came up with this fun idea of trying to edit a film. Growing up, I always wanted to be a filmmaker. I used to watch videos on YouTube on how to be a filmmaker, how to become a filmmaker, how to film videos. I especially love watching Film Riot. They were like so inspirational to me.
What do you think about the internet sensation that is sweeping the nation right now, Film Riot?
A film of what?
Film Riot.
Film Riot? What is that?
With their videos being very educational, but also catering to someone who's on a budget, or I guess no budget like I was. I also loved watching Rocket Jump and Freddie Wong. Extremely inspirational, learned so much from him. He really opened my eyes to this possibility of filmmaking, not just for creating films that you would see in cinema, but like this, I guess, new format of video made more for the internet. And me and my best friend at the time would make these watch parties. We would watch Video Game High School. It was our favorite show at the time. It was different. It was a different concept. And I found it so inspirational, and I really wanted to do something like that, you know, someday. I also loved watching Kai Wong, primarily because he's very funny. But I also learned a lot about cameras from him. Another defining moment for me was 2012 when The Dark Knight Rises came out by the now very famous director Chris Nolan. Now, I don't want to say that I've directed any movies or anything, but I did make a couple of short movies, like mini movies with my friends. I somehow managed to convince them, hey, let's film, I'll be the director, I have this idea, I have the camera, let's make it happen. And yeah, for some reason they agreed. We filmed, I edited everything. It turned out pretty fun. I do have some plans where I want to try and direct movies again, but this time maybe I can find like actual actors and make a more proper film. It's definitely something I'm thinking about. I just randomly had this idea to try and edit a film, but the question was, where do I find the footage? And that's when I found this amazing website called Cinestudy, run by Peter John Ross. Thank you, Peter, for making this website and for giving out these resources to aspiring filmmakers such as myself. Very cool.
Also, fun fact, Peter's been making movies for longer than I've been alive. That's pretty cool.
And the film I'll be editing today is from his latest post on the website.
And in the movie, a troubled girl faces her doctor in a chess-like duel of the wits. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to say duel of the wits.
The movie was filmed like 15 years ago. At first I didn't know that. The footage is 4K and looks really good, even today. So this was my first time ever reading a movie script. Now, as I'm reading, I'm trying to like imagine the characters, how they look, how they feel, how they talk. Also watched the video Peter posted on his YouTube channel where he said, hey, focus on the girl more, she's the main character. But he also let us, you know, do our thing, experiment, see how we feel about it. Okay, scene 1. So in this scene, we have the main girl called Kim being escorted by a nurse towards a doctor's office. Now, for this scene, I picked out the shots where I felt closer to Kim. I didn't want the nurse's face to be in there like too much. I like these close-up shots, which I plan to use to bring the feeling of confusion and claustrophobia closer to the audience, because that's how I figured Kim felt. Now, obviously, I didn't want the movie to just start in this hallway, so I wanted something different. I decided to go online and find a video of a building. I didn't want it to be set in a city, maybe like a smaller town or something. So at first I found some shots of buildings I liked, but then I remembered there are shots where we can see the outside and it's clearly set in a house in some neighborhood. And so I went to look for new clips. Now, I'm not really happy with the clip I found. It doesn't really fit quite as I have imagined, but for a one-day project, it'll do. So at that point, I also started thinking about the intro of the film. I imagined something simple, so I put a movie title with some simple effects, and then I added some music to go along with it. I didn't plan on keeping the music on for too long. It's just to start us off and set it an easy vibe. And for the sound effects, I got them off YouTube. After I was happy with this rough first version of the intro and scene 1, I moved on to scene 2. I still have to work on sound effects and color, but I left that for later. Scene 2. Oh wow. Working through this scene, it took me a while to realize I should organize the footage first before doing any work. For some reason, as I was cutting, I was under the impression that these are all the shots I'll have to work with. So obviously when you're filming movies, you know, there's stuff that's going to be filmed out of order. For some reason, I was like so hyper focused going through the footage, cutting and trying to like reorganize the clips that I'm having that I kind of forgot like, hey, there's like an hour of footage here. There's probably better shots I can use. This led to me losing a lot of time, but it's fine. But yeah, for scene 2, there was a lot of like going back and forth 4th. Normally, when I'm editing YouTube videos, even if you have stuff that's pre-planned, the timeline is pretty clear. Even when you plan YouTube videos, a lot of that stuff is improvised. It's not really following a script or anything. So yeah, what I should have done is I should have went through the entire footage. I should have seen what shots I can work with, and only then should have started building the scene. I'm relatively happy with how everything turned out. Obviously, sound design is really lacking in this one. The edit could have used better music, but that's every single project ever. Everything could have been better. It was a one-day project and I wanted to keep things simple. And yeah, that's about it. I would highly suggest you go take this footage and try to edit it yourself. It's great practice and it's not something you can find just anywhere. Again, thank you to Peter John Ross and everyone who worked on the movie. So let's watch my version now.
I'm glad to see you're doing well.
Just swell.
It's getting cold for this time of year.
Actually, the top scientists say that there's a global warming trend. It's affecting everything from coastlines to polar ice caps.
Indeed. Well, now that we're here, how do you plan to proceed?
I plan on being a good girl. No more trouble for me.
Time is a commodity. It's something that can be taken away or given as a gift.
You don't say. Well, then I am the richest girl alive because I've got nothing but time.
Kim, this is how this works. You have to take your meds. You have to make some progress, or you and I will grow old together in this place.
Got quite the head start on me, Dr. Joe.
Then tell me about your mother. Kim, I can help you. We have to begin somewhere. You've already seen every other doctor here.
Maybe I don't need help.
That's not what your mother says.
Is she qualified to make some sort of medical diagnosis?
She's your mother.
So?
Why did you do it? How often do you get impulses? Your constant defiance will not serve you well. Let's see how 2 more weeks in solitary might straighten you out.
I just got out.
Well, you're not giving me any choice, are you? Well, you're not giving me any choice, are you?
Guess not.
Nurse, take her back to solitary room 3.
There's nothing wrong with me.
Then you should have talked.
See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Links to everything I talked about in the description. Bye.